the 31st day of March 2024. My name is John Matava. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Angel Lois. Thank you so much for joining us from wherever you're watching from. And of course, we have a lot for you tonight, including a discussion all about the fake fertilizer fumble in the country. That and much more will be coming to you. But first, the top stories.
We are deeply concerned over the ongoing strike by doctors across the country.
Making headlines tonight, Christians across the globe mark Easter to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Fertilizer, endeni muchukue fertilizer, musindanganywe na wakora na watapeli.
Agriculture CS Medhika Linturi yet again refutes claims of fake fertilizer, terming it as opposition propaganda.
All the clinic officers from this country, we are inviting them to Nairobi so that they can come and try and see if probably the Ministry and Council of Governors will be able to give them the answers that they have refused to give us.
Clinical officers set to begin their strike tomorrow as doctors' strike enters its 17th day. And Finnish driver Kalle Rovanperä reigns supreme in the 2024 WRC Safari Rally edition. Many thanks for joining us from wherever you're watching from. You can engage us on our socials at Lookuptv. Let us know where you're watching from and your thoughts and comments as well. Let's begin. Kenyans have joined their fellow Christians around the world to celebrate the death of Jesus Christ, while Bishop David Mureithi of SCK Church, that is St. Paul's Embu Church, urges the government to accept the dialogue to end the doctor strike between, Dr. Mureithi has pleaded with the doctors to return to work and save lives regardless of the challenges they are facing currently. On Easter Sunday, Kenyans joined Christians worldwide to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, while Bishop David Mureithi of SCK St. Paul's Embu Church is urging the government to accept dialogue to end the doctors' strike in the country.
We are celebrating Easter when our doctors are not really working as they are supposed to. They are on strike, and we want to remind all the doctors in this country that life is very variable. When life is gone, you cannot revert it.
Meanwhile, Bishop James Maria Wainaina of Catholic Diocese of Murang'a has also urged the government to address the doctors' strike, which has led to scaling down of medical services in the country.
The ongoing strike is making worse an already strained healthcare system, leaving thousands of patients without access to essential medical care. In many government hospitals, clinics are abandoned, ICUs are closed, and referral hospitals are even declining taking patients. This is dangerous, for many lose their lives.
At the same time, Bishop Wainaina endorsed the efforts of the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua in the fight against illegal alcohol sale in the country, urging those involved in such businesses to seek alternative for livelihoods.
The efforts that the Deputy President is making in the war against illicit alcohol and the drug and substance abuse is laudable and needs to be supported by all.
Additionally, the majority leader in the National Assembly, Kimani Ichung'wah, stated that the NADCO report will be passed in Parliament as quoted, even after the High Court suspended it pending determination and hearing of the case filed against it.
The NADCO report, as adopted by Parliament, will be implemented, and we have all the goodwill to implement that report in the manner it was passed.
John Matava, Lookuptv. CS Medhika Linturi has yet again rubbished claims of fake fertilizer on the sale at the National Cereals Produce Board depot. As Ian Kitani now files his sentiments, comes amid cries from leaders from both sides of the political divide over fake fertilizer being sold to constituents.
With thousands of farmers across the country decrying the fake fertilizer being sold to them at NCPB depots, with the leaders calling for the compensation of affected farmers, Agriculture CS Medhika Linturi has yet again rubbished claims of availability of fake fertilizer.
Fertilizer, endeni mchukue fertilizer, musindanganywe na wakora na watapeli. Na hii ni story ile watu wanga wana create. Na wana create story sababu gani? Number one, mujue tunapigana na watu wengi hawatutakii mema. Number one, wale walikuwa naongea maneno ni watu wa azimio. Wale watu wa azimio wakati tulikuwa rais akisema tuingie mashambani, walikuwa mbise kwa barabara na sufuria kwa kichwa wakiandamana. Tukaambia watu waandamane kwa mashamba, hawakusikia. They cannot give us any ideas on how to make Kenya food secure.
The CS also called on farmers to sell their produce, with the current price per 90 kg bag being 4,000 shillings.
Take your maize to the nearest national cereals and produce board store. Na utalipwa within 72 hours. Utalipwa na shilingi 4,000 kwa gunia.
While attending a church service earlier on today, the leaders present spoke widely on key issues affecting Kenyans, with the majority leader Kimani Ichung'wah noting that the NADCO report will be implemented to the later.
Na hiyo report inakuwa implemented vile tuliipitisha bunge. Jana niliona hata mtu kama Eugene Wamalwa mwenye alikataa kutia sahihi hiyo report anasema ati hatuna goodwill. What greater goodwill did we need other than those of us in Kenya Kwanza tuliweka sahihi sisi wote?
In regards to the doctors' strike, Tharaka Nithi Governor Muthoni Njoki, who doubles up as the chairperson of the health committee in the COG, slammed doctors for disobeying court orders over failure to call off their strike.
Kama Council of Governors na serikali kuu kupitia MH tukiwa zote tuko kazi. Lakini the doctors through KMPDU chose to negotiate from outside and outside the court order. We have said as a government, it is an illegality to negotiate with the KMPDU when they're not obeying the court order, because Kenya is a country of order.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Many thanks, Ian Kitani, and of course that's a story that will be making a basis of a discussion tonight. The Kenya Union of Clinical Officers has announced a nationwide strike effective Sunday midnight and has issued 6 demands to the government. This means they will be joining the ongoing doctor strike that has been running since March 15th. And Lorraine Omboye now reports this comes as the Cabinet Secretary Susan Nahumecha continues to come under fire over the doctor's strike.
The strike enters its 17th day, with patients on the receiving end. Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nahumecha has been faulted by several leaders led by former Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya over failure to resolve the issues at hand.
CS Health, na kushukuru sana, kazi yako umejaribu, lakini mambo ya daktari si mambo ya kuongea kwa matanga. Sit down, let the president get involved, because our people are suffering if we have to move ahead.
Drastic action needs to be taken. If it's a question of budget, and the Speaker is here, a noble man, let us summon Parliament next week and bring second supplementary budget and factor in money.
The CS was slammed despite giving an assurance that the mess in the health docket will be resolved in due time as the strike nears its 4th week.
Kama kuna shida. Na hii serikali inataka kurekebisha makosa kila mahali. Ndio nyinyi wananchi mpate faida.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, however, came to the CS defense, calling on members of parliament to help come up with solutions to solve the health crisis.
Ya madaktari is not something about just the Ministry of Health. Na wabunge mkiwa hapa, let's all join in and advise. As I stand here, I urge our doctors. Sometimes we argue as to whether it's the egg first or the hen first. Bila yai kuku hange kuweko, bila kuku yai hange kuweko. Turudi kasini, tuendelee kuongea, we will be able to reach a compromise.
This comes amid another looming crisis as clinical officers are set to kickstart their strike tomorrow after the lapse of the 7-day notice.
Now that they have refused to listen to the union, on Wednesday, that is that of this month, of April, all the clinic officers from this country, we are inviting them to Nairobi so that they can come and try and see if probably the Ministry and Council of Governors will be able to give them the answers that they have refused to give us.
Lona Lorraine Mbuya, Lookuptv.
ODM leader Raila Odinga has asked the leaders within his party to stop ethnic succession politics as it has potential to divide the nation. Speaking during a fundraiser event in Mombasa, Odinga, who was accompanied by leaders from the coast region, called on the ODM leaders to be mindful of their rhetoric as they champion one of their own to succeed Odinga. And as Brian Amwa reports, the call comes at a time when the party is pulling to different directions as different factions suggest on who is the right candidate to succeed Odinga.
Reacting to calls by Coast ODM leaders who had asked him to give former Mombasa Governor Ali Hassan Joho a chance to succeed him after winning the African Union chairman post, Odinga said if leaders such as those from the coastal region continue asking for their own to be party leader, then they could divide the party.
Tutaki kuleta magawanyiko ndani ya chama chetu kwa msingi ya eneo. Ati sisi kama watu wa magharibi, sisi kama watu wa Nyanza, kama watu wa Nairobi. Wewe ni mwanachama wa ODM, kwa mwanachama wa ODM. Na kama ODM nataka kufanya uchaguzi, watafanya uchaguzi kama ODM. Ukileta hiyo fikra ya kugawanya chama kwenye msingi ya eneo, utasambaratisha chama. ODM ibaki vile iko, the strongest and most organized political party in East and Central Africa region.
The leaders had asked Odinga to choose a successor, fronting Joho as the best candidate.
Safari hii tumesema hatukubali. Ama sivyo hivyo? Safari hatukubali. Tutangangana na
namuomba bwana baba shemeji yangu kwa heshima na taadhima baba. Huyu mtoto wako Hassan Alijo amecheza ndani ya ODM miaka mingi sana. Si ni kweli?
Kutafuta kiongozi ambaye yako sawa. Na sisi kama watu wa pwani, sura yetu tumeweka mbele, tulikuwa tunaweka sura ya Hassan Alijo.
Tapigana ndani ya chama iwe itakavyokuwa, na baba nina imani ya kuwa utatuonesha mwelekeo vile ulivyo. Sisi tumesema ni Hassan Alijo, mwingine atasema mengine. Wewe ni baba wa demokrasia katika Kenya hii, utatuelekeza, tutafanya vile ambavyo kwamba itakavyofanyika, lakini muhimu zaidi tunawaambia watu wote, chama kitaendelea kuwa thabiti katika Kenya hii kwa sababu sisi ndio kinga na sisi ndio wale ambao kwamba ni ile last line of defense kwa hawa Kenya.
It is a party that enjoys majority, but one whose future hangs in the balance as Odinga's exit poses a power struggle which could potentially weaken the party. Political leaders from different regions fronting candidates they see fit to succeed Odinga. Western Kenya fronting Oparanya, Coast region fronting Hassan Joho, Nyanza region fronting Opiyo Wandayi, and John Badi as Babu Owino positions himself. The future of the ODM party is in the hands of Odinga and his AU ambitions. Brian Amwa, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Toyota's Rovanpera and the co-driver John Altun won Safari Rally Kenya on Sunday, with Hyundai's Thierry Neuville stretching his championship lead to 6 points despite finishing only 5th. A double world champion Rovanpera competing in selected events only this season before a full return in 2025 led from Friday and finished 1 minute and 37.8 seconds clear of the teammate Takamoto Katsuta over the rough gravel roads. M-Sport Ford's Adrian Formax finished third. Neuville finished behind Toyota title rival Evans in fourth, but the Belgian won the final power stage to take 5 bonus points and stretch his lead over the Welsh rival. After 3 rounds, Toyota lead Hyundai by 4 points in the Manufacturers' Championship. The next round is in Croatia as Alspalt from April 1821.
Excellency William RUTO President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander of the Kenyan Defence Force.
And let me promise our visitors that added on to what they have seen this year, next year we want to make this event a truly exciting experience. I'm going to have a conversation with the teams that have put this together. This year, we have made it more efficient, more cost-effective, and better. Next year, we intend to double our efforts to make it much more cost-effective, and I want to ask the private sector. This event today is heavily sponsored by the government of Kenya.
This rally has witnessed the culmination of a restructuring process that we have been undertaking on your instructions and with your involvement, Your Excellency, to make the WRC Safari Rally project better, more efficient, and more cost-effective. We want to assure you and our partners that we'll continue this process of reforming, improving this project so that it can deliver at the highest standard. Secondly, we have launched this year the Talanta Motorsport Academy as a special project to help grow the motorsport as a sport in Kenya and for this whole region.
The National Syndemic Disease Control Council has raised an alarm over increased cases of sexually transmitted infections among young people aged between 15 and 34 years, mostly driven by alcohol and drug abuse. According to the council CEO, Dr. Ruth Laibon, there has been a rapid rise in the new sexual infections among the youth in major cities, recording the highest cases driven by unprotected sexual intercourse.
According to the National Syndemic Disease Control Council, 75% of new HIV infections recorded in the country are among youths between the age of 15 to 34 years, with the rise attributed to unprotected sex. This emerged when the council moved in to issue condoms to rally lovers in Naivasha while educating the public on safety amid the increase in abuse and misuse of pre- and post-exposure prophylaxis. Nakuru Public Health Officer Joyce Ncheche says that the county, in partnership with the council, have established 7 key testing and distribution points in Naivasha to ensure youths are educated on proper use of protection and the control measures.
Increased cases of STIs and HIV within Nakuru County, more so Naivasha, and we want to associate that one with the rally that has been happening, and we have taken an initiative through the stakeholders and the NSDDC that they have taken their time to come with resources, come with trainers, come with counselors, talk to our youth. We have seen so many people coming for condoms, people coming for services, and we have also given self-test kits to many people, more than 10,000. And the one we have given out services, they are close to 15,000 now.
Stanley Ngara, dubbed the African King of Condoms, raised concern that 50% of the county new infections are among the young people, calling for reduction of taxes on procurement of condoms in the country.
I get very much inspired when I see people taking condom positively, and especially the young people. They use it properly. If we can reduce the taxation of condom and we make them free, and we bring more partners, because the group that is here is sexually active, and there are so many. So you can imagine how much HIV will be at home if we don't do this HIV intervention that we are doing. 70% of all new HIV infections are in Africa.
Maureen Nyakirario Bosira, Lookuptv.
Police in Kirinyaga County nabbed several products used in the manufacturing of illicit brew, including ethanol and fake KRS stamps. According to the Kirinyaga County Commissioner Hussein Alaso, one person has been arrested, with the main suspect on the run. Alaso called on the locals with information regarding drinking dens selling illicit brew to forward the information to the authorities.
Na kuna ethanol imepatikana hapa na substance nyingine na stamps ambazo zinaaminika ni fake za KRA, lakini tumemwambia officers wetu wa DCI wachunguze tupate mwenyewe. Sasa hapo mpatikana tu mfanyikazi peke yake, lakini ipatikane mwenye hii vifaa ili tuweze kuchunguza zaidi na tujue haswa ametoa wapi ethanol, ametoa wapi stamps za KRA, ndio sasa uchunguzi wetu ikamilike tuweze kupeleka mahakamani. Kuna mtu mmoja amekamatwa ambaye anasaidia polisi kufanya uchunguzi, na pia tunaambia wananchi wawe waangalifu sana, hasa wakati msimu wa Easter. Hii vitu unaona hapa ni vifaa vya kutengeneza pombe, na inaonekana kuna mtu anajaribu kutengeneza pombe kienyeji hapa bila kufuata utaratibu na ile sheria ambayo inatakana. Kwa hivyo tunakuwa na wasiwasi ya kwamba huenda ikawa hii ni baadhi za pombe zile sumu, na kwa hivyo tunawaonya wale ambao katika biashara wajua kwamba siku yao their days are numbered. Na pia tunaomba wananchi wakazi wa Kirinyaga kwa jumla, yule mtu yote ambaye ana habari kuhusu mtu yote ambaye anatengeneza pombe haramu kijijini ama mashambani ama mahali popote, muweze kuwasiliana na sisi kwa haraka iwezekanavyo, ndio sisi tuweze kuwakamata na kuwapeleka kotini. Asanteni.
Following the heartbreaking tale of Grace Wahu, who tragically lost her 7 sons and a daughter-in-law due to the consumption of illicit alcohol, prompting Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua to visit the family, 3 of her grandsons were rescued by the Office of the Spouse of the Deputy President and transferred to St. Nicholas Rehabilitation Center in Meru County. They will undergo a 3-month rehabilitation program for alcohol and substance abuse. George Kayesi tells us more.
The grandsons of Mama Wahu, namely John Mwigi, John Mathia and Peter Mwigi, have been rescued from a life of alcohol and substance abuse through the efforts of the Deputy President and his spouse, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, aimed at providing them with the necessary support and care to overcome their addiction. John, who started engaging in drugs and alcohol abuse at a young age, said that he had seen his uncles and friends succumb to alcohol abuse one by one, and that has informed his decision to quit alcohol.
Hivi nikadecide, nikaona pia mimi kwa hiyo motaratara bado nimefuata, nikaona acha ikue sasa niende huko watu wanaendanga wana change, na nimeamua tu roho safi.
John Mwigi, reflecting on his past struggles with alcohol, shared that his dependency on alcohol reached a point where he could not hold down a job without drinking, leading to multiple job losses. Moreover, he acknowledged that his addiction to alcohol has resulted in the breakdown of his family relationships. Now filled with regret, John expresses his readiness to undergo a transformation and turn his life around for the better.
Nimeamua kuacha pombe. Matatizo kulingana na matatizo ingine inanifanyianga. Kama sasa nikipata kazi pahali, asubuhi nikiamkia hii kutoa rock, nikiingia yule mbuyu ameniajiri, ananiambia leo huwezi fanya kazi uko mlevi. Lakini sasa nimeamua kuachana, na sana niwachane na ile kampani yangu tulikuwa tunatembea na wao juu hata kama sina pesa ananiamkia asubuhi tunaenda tunatoa rock.
Last week, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua paid a visit to a widow in Murang'a who tragically lost her 7 sons to the effects of illicit brew. Describing a situation as heartbreaking tragedy, Gachagua offered comfort to Mama Grace Wahu and assured Kenyans that efforts will be made to eradicate illicit and second-generation brews, protecting younger generation from further destruction.
And that story by George Kayesi takes us on our first break right here on Lookup Weekend. Stay with us. We'll be coming back with a discussion tonight all about the fake fertilizer fumble and, of course, more other stories making headlines this week.
Come, let us show you place spot to build your dream home in Baraka Garden, situated just 5.4 kilometers from Blue Post.